It's the multifaceted FARO faucet, and when I drip, you sip. Welcome to my matrix. Today's drip is called I Thought We Were Friends. Let's take a sip. So, before we get started, I'd like to remind you that the reason why I do this show and run this podcast is because I don't want to be homeless. So, if you can, do me the solid, subscribe. Thank you very much. With that said, today's topic is regarding Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry, right? Oh, Matt Perry? Yes, Matt Perry. The dude from Friends, that guy that was like always sarcastic, kind of passive aggressive, but like in a charming way. Very smart and just a tad bit jaded, right? Cool guy, cool character. And I don't know if you're aware, but Matthew Perry is no longer with us. He died from an overdose. Now, I don't remember when that was, what year that was that happened. Maybe it was 2023. I'm not sure. But yeah, so just now, they found someone to blame for it, for the overdose. And it turns out it was his assistant. So let's just learn of the news together because this is rather new for me. Yeah. Let's see how did NBC News cover this?
Sentenced to more than 3 years in prison. His offenses include injecting Perry with a fatal dose of ketamine in 2023. ABC's Trevor Ault is in Los Angeles. And Trevor, this was the last defendant in this case.
That's right, Whit, and Matthew Perry's family says his live-in assistant betrayed him. Kenneth Iwamasa now sentenced to about 3.5 years in prison. Prosecutors say he frequently obtained and injected Perry with ketamine, including 3 lethal doses the day the Friends star died. Now, Iwamasa pleaded guilty to distribution of ketamine, and he was a key witness in the case, but that was only after prosecutors say he first lied about the injections and tampered with evidence, including changing Perry's passwords after his death. Matthew Perry's mother wrote to the judge, "We trusted a man without a conscience, and my son paid the price." Whit.
All right, Trevor Ault, thank you for that.
Previously unknown details revealed in the case against Matthew Perry's assistant as he's set to be sentenced.
So can we run that back? Actually, can we run that back real quick? Hold on.
And star Matthew Perry's former assistant sentenced to more than 3 years in prison. His offenses include injecting Perry with a fatal dose of ketamine.
So, it says 3 years there, yeah? Right? So, what did he do? He, tampered with evidence. He changed Matthew Perry's passwords. Then he lied about the injections. Excuse my asthma. Okay. Listen. Let's just say this was accidental. Let's just say it's accident. Yo, you want it? I'm gonna give it to you. Whatever. Okay. Or maybe you shouldn't have and you did it anyway. You made a mistake. You made a mistake. I believe that there's something called involuntary manslaughter. Right? Now, I am not a lawyer and I do not really know legalese, but let's just look it up. What is involuntary manslaughter? I want to know. Involuntary in Florida, of course. Okay, according to the search assistant for DuckDuckGo, involuntary manslaughter is the unlawful killing of a person without the intent to kill, typically resulting from negligence or reckless behavior. It is considered less serious than murder and often involves actions that are careless or dangerous, leading to someone's death. I mean, I think that sounds like a perfect charge. Involuntary manslaughter. Now, is that what happens? Because I didn't hear that. I heard 3 years. I heard he was sentenced to 3 years. I just what was the charge for his assistant? Oops. 3 years in prison and sentencing. There's no charge. Wait, conspiracy to distribute ketamine, resulting in death and serious bodily injury. What? So, Matthew's assistant gives Matthew a shot of ketamine, kills him. It becomes the reason for which he dies hours later. And instead of getting an involuntary manslaughter charge, Matthew's assistant gets charged with conspiracy to distribute ketamine, resulting in death and serious bodily injury. That is basically the drug dealer charge. That is literally the drug dealer. That's the drug dealer charge. That's literally, I sold you drugs, right? You took it and you died. So now I go to jail because you asked me for drugs and I gave it to you. Here's the difference though. The drug dealer gives you the drugs and you take it yourself. In this case, Matthew Perry requested his doctor to service him. Now, if you're a doctor, you're a doctor. I think you should know your patient. You should also know signs of intoxication or mental illness even. You're a doctor. So it's not like you're a civilian where it's like exactly this charge with conspiracy to distribute ketamine resulting in death and serious bodily injury. That is to be expected for a civilian, for the drug dealer, which is why I said this is the drug dealer charge, because it is. If you personally know somebody and you are their doctor and this is a celebrity, there comes a higher standard also um just higher profile. The whole thing requires higher accountability. It's just the way things go, you know? But for some reason, in Matthew Perry's case, was he not famous enough? I would hate to think that, because 3 years for injecting someone with a drug that resulted in an overdose and which caused him to die. And you're a doctor. It just doesn't it doesn't add up to me. You're a doctor, you should know if a dose is going to cause someone to overdose. I don't even know if this was legal or not legal. I know there are cases where you can get ketamine legally, but I don't know if this was a legal case. Either way, you're a doctor. So the legality of it all doesn't even matter. What matters here is your position, the accountability that comes with the position as a doctor, as someone who has a doctorate, meaning you went to school for many years, not just 3. I think it's a 7. Yeah, it's not a little thing, you know? You're expected to know what the hell you studied. Anyway, yeah. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I thought it was a little weird. That someone can allegedly commit involuntary manslaughter, but actually get charged for drug dealing. Yeah. And then causing a death through the drug dealing. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds so disrespectful to me. It's like, yeah, it either way, it just doesn't make sense, you know, because I rarely say this and I don't like to go there, but yeah, for sure, if it was a black dude or even a Spanish dude, I think we would be doing some serious time. I think so. I've seen worse. I've seen worse happen for less. It's just, I don't even, but my point is, it's not a race thing. It's not a race thing at all. It's above that. It's a different layer of sinister. And I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why the treatment. I don't understand the disrespect, because honestly, that is highly disrespectful. And the combo of the sentencing and the charge itself is just red flags. The charge is just, it's, in other words, saying we all knew Matt Perry was a druggie. Ooh, gives me goosebumps. It is giving that which shall not be named. I don't even want to, like, I don't even, just rest in peace, Matthew Perry. And I pray that you and your family are well. But yeah, thanks for tuning in to this episode of FARO Vision. It was my pleasure to you know, planting a little seed. But yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time. Ciao.